Hello and welcome back to Factorio and Space Age. Between episodes, I decided to add one more agricultural tower up here. And I've decided that we are going to steal this from here. And we'll take the seeds from this location. And put them up here. That should help with throughput. So we also need to do some cleanup on the Gleba. This giant science build here is just problematic for us now. So we're just gonna remove all of this, you know? Honestly, we'll just do this. This and that. And then we'll find the blueprint again. Which I have somewhere, totally. Here, I think. Because we were going up here to deliver science packs, and I really don't want to do that. That's just gonna strain the bots, and it's gonna be a terrible experience for everyone. Now, next thing that we want to do... We do have a couple here. Like, this biome is pretty good. We could fit a couple in here, for example. And then a couple here, maybe. So, up there is not bad. Up there is not bad. Let's fill this guy in. I don't know why I'm being so inaccurate with this now, but... let's keep going with this. Perfect. That's almost done. Let's check on Fulgora. This is gonna take some time, yeah? So we've also found another problem with this design. This filter here kind of makes it so that some spoilage is gonna stack up here. So we're just gonna remove this filter. And let this inserter remove the spoilage instead. The things that you find after a bit. And we also have to go and do this on the first one we made. So there we go. There we go. Remove filter. And then we need to double check that this has been handled correctly. We'll go over to here. Because as we can see here, this is already like 800 spoilage in there. And I don't want that. So double check over here as well. This is removed. Removed. Not removed. Hopefully over time, there's not going to be that much spoilage in here. Okay. And this is also removed. So 24k. I'm not pleased with the fact that we're not getting the 24k that we wanted. No, it should be 28k. I'm definitely less pleased about that. It's 14 per. This is struggling. My man, why are you struggling? Huh? Wait, what? I'm confused. Well, I guess we found a problem here. Guess we found out why we're not getting the science that we want. Okay, and I also think that it's probably time. Unfortunately, we have reached the point where biters and pollution are a big hit on my UPS. So we're gonna have to start clearing that out. I think we're also very much close to the point where I want to remove biters entirely. So they are just gonna cost game performance at this point. Realistically. A kilo, no. New. And then we want to do this, yeah? Okay. That's as good as that's gonna get, to be honest. So this bad boy is done. This bad boy is done. Wait, what? I don't think that's correct. That's more like it. That is more like it. So, do we have any patches here? 1, 2, 3. We can just do that. Fair enough. Okay. This roboport moves over 1 tile. Okay. That's gonna go in here. That's gonna go in there. We will then take this up here somewhere. Come on. Okay. There we go, there we go. That's already done. That's fruits. This will then be the jelly nut seeds. Jelly nut seeds go in there. Now the problem will be this one. The Yumaku stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it wasn't that bad. Okay. That's fine. We've tanked the FPS really hard now, but yeah. This is gonna be biter cleaning operation. And, yeah. That's gonna be spicy. And that's gonna be the last one there. We're struggling with belt again. This is tight. And then we take the fruit out here. Seeds. Fruit. This doesn't have a thing. So seeds will go both there. And fruit will go there. Sorry, it's that way, yeah? Okay. You are going to do that. Okay, that's fine. Fruit comes down. Seeds go up. Fruits go up. Seeds keep going. Seeds, fruit. Seeds. Fruit. I think we'll just do this. So we're sending seeds in here. We're sending fruit back here. Seeds, fruit. So instead, take seeds. Fruit. Comes back, does that. Okay, cool. Now we're struggling with soil, which is very unfortunate. So I think we're approaching the limit of what we can do. No, we don't want to go down there. We just want to go this direction. Seeds will go here. Fruit will just go in there. We'll add the overflow here. No. There we go. And then we'll take this boy. And we'll just put that there. Perfect. That's pretty good. Okay. And now we did hit 28, 29k. Just gonna watch this for 2 seconds. Okay, I mean it's looking pretty good. It is looking pretty good. The soil here, not looking good though. So we're gonna have to leave this for a bit. And we are going to go to Vulcanus to prep. No. Honestly? You are just sending it. Fine. Just send it then. We're also about to hit worker robot speed 23, which is great. I love that. Okay, rocket is not ready. We're going to explore one. Hopefully we've killed off the biters in range, but I doubt. We'll get a couple more artillery shells here in a second. Now, Vulcanus is probably one of the more straightforward planets, which is great. I really enjoy that. And let's see. Okay, and we need to go to Vulcanus. I have a rough idea on what I want to do on Vulcanus and how to do it. I think we're gonna try to build a couple of different blocks consisting of around 25k SPM. The reason for this is this bad boy right here is 3. So making 8 of these would net us 26k, and then 32 would net us 105k. So I think this is the design that we want to keep. To do that though, we need to start prepping some areas where we might indeed do that. Speaking of, let's do this. Do I still have the gun turret blueprint for killing the demolisher or not? I kinda doubt. Okay. Let's find a couple of these. Let's find some uranium ammo. Magazine. Boom. We have 0. We don't have 0. Okay, good. 5. This is not 5. This is 6. 12. And 18. Let's put that there. Couple of substations as well. There we go. Let's drop to the planet. Check out how Novice is doing. Novice is cleaning up. It's gonna take some time before our entity update here drops down from whatever it is that it is now. We're gonna run at reduced frame rate and ticks for a while, or updates per second. Okay, perfect. It's been a hot minute since we were here on this planet. We clearly don't have legendary turrets, though. Okay, what about normal ones? Well, we do have normal ones. I doubt we are... Okay, we are just in time for this bad boy. These are very damaged turrets. Poor guys. It's like, why is it so slow? But it's running at half speed because of the updates. That's rough. That is rough. These are all repaired and cozy. We'll hopefully make short work of this bad boy here. We waiting. Okay, not short enough work of this, clearly. But, okay. So that amount of turrets, not really bueno. Let's deconstruct all of this, because we now have a lot of freed up room here that I think we should be using. And we'll start with one. And then we'll construct two of these. I don't know if we have refined concrete here on Vulcanus. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this here. How much room do we have? Oh, we have a decent. Let's grab 15k and see how much that's gonna net us. We can destroy the vegetation and we can get rid of the cliffs in the meantime. And that freed up a lot of area here. Alright. That's for our quality farm, and this is where we actually do the farming. We're gonna need some foundation to potentially cover that up. And this is spicy vegetation over here as well. So we're attacking on multiple planets at the same time, which is a really poor idea from yours truly. But it's not the first time that I've had bad ideas. Okay. Power level wise, we do have a little bit of room. I'm thinking though that we should be requesting 36 legendary and 6 legendary reactors instead. Can I trash unrequested here? Please. So I don't really want this to clog up this inventory if it's not necessary. I don't know how much power this build is going to consume on Vulcanus. But ideally, I would like to maybe not build another fusion reactor if we can avoid it. But we'll see. So how are we doing on the refined concrete? We don't have any left. What about here? You have 0. Okay. Well, you still have some room. We're eventually maybe gonna have to make these bigger. Which would maybe not surprise anyone, but... Okay, so how are we doing? Entity update is still going nuts. Because we're still killing things on both planets, I presume. We're about to... The most important thing is that we clean out the pollution cloud that we have started making. So that's probably where most biters reside and are actually active. Okay, so we're hitting 40 again here. Which is a slightly better than before. Let's see. Okay, we have 3,000 on the way. How are we doing on Fulgora? Oh, we are doing fairly well. This is more built than I thought, and we do have a bunch of room here. Honestly, I think we should give Fulgora the same treatment, really. Like, we just don't build these two. Then we remove this foundation because we can use that for other things. Be better suited for that, and we just remove this as well. And then we'll go here. And we'll go 6, 36. Boom. And what that's going to allow us to do is probably scale down the number of reactors that we have here. So I want to hit this just right eventually. Because again, we need to try and do more with less resources and less entities. Saving on one reactor probably going to do very, very little at the overall scheme of things, but we're at the point where saving UPS is starting to make sense. I'm hoping that's what this research is also going to save a little bit of, because the bots get faster and they can do more with less bots. Probably not going to be mega impactful, but it's going to be something at least. Okay, we're still waiting. Because we're going to need to do a couple of calculations when it comes to this. How much materials do we need? How do we do direct insertion from this build? I don't think we have a good way of doing that. Actually, we would have to do this. So we'd have to move 2 of these probably here, I'm guessing. And then we're going to have to figure out how we're going to get materials into this build. But again, that's why we're here. How are we doing on Gleba? The amount of soil that we're waiting for is decreasing slightly, but it takes time. Unfortunately, I think Gleba will be severely limited by the amount of soil that we can produce. And we're relying solely on this to produce soil for us. And the amount of biter eggs that this yields is 0.25 per second if you can consume 1 module per second. Not very hot. Okay. Just gonna send you to Vulcanus if we can get a break here between the rockets arriving. Which I kinda doubt. Okay, we're gonna hit this very soon. So we are running 2 of these reactors, yeah? And this is 636. Okay, let's start with... Where do I have the blueprint for upgrading the reactor again? Here, I think. Yes. Let's do that. And deconstruct this one. We essentially don't need it when we have a legendary reactor, I think. That will be my thought process, at least. Yeah, because we can do 4.5 gigawatts here. Which we have not hit ever on Vulcanus, I think. So you escaped, which is great, because I need your refined concrete very badly right now. Potentially we might have cleaned out this area. You're gonna find a couple here still, but we're gonna have agitated biters for a while. We'll keep having these waves here to slowly trickle to our base. Find their way and, well, die to our walls. I would have loved to be able to see in this view what UPS each planet consumes. That would be really useful information. Because right now I would like to see how much Novice is contributing to this. It's probably quite a lot, I'll be honest. We can maybe... Yeah, we should do this. Let's find the radars here. Like so. Can I do this? I can. Okay, cool. And that's gonna remove the 18 radars that we have. I don't need that at all on this planet. There is no point in consuming that UPS. Okay. We can destroy this. This is the layout that we've had so far. We are going to get a legendary substation, I think. And move this and move that. We are not gonna do this. Okay. Then we will take our friendly rocket silo. And I think we probably still want an intermediary here. I think. Do we have legendary steel chests here? Doubt. But we could make them. We'd make them here. Boom. We'll just do that. Because I think I'd like just to have as much inventory as possible here, so we don't have any downtime. And each of these can hold 120, which is 120 times 200, which is 24k. So we'll have a really big backup here. Now, this bad boy doesn't actually eat that much resources. So if we were to do 4 of these, at what point... Yeah, I think half a belt is... We're gonna see here in a second, but... I think we're gonna need double belt regardless. And I'll move this, probably delete, move. Put 1 there, yeah. I think this is what we do. Oh, we are still waiting for these. Why? We have 0 legendary steel. Can definitely do 500 of that. My man, can you just go back to Vulcanus? Because I know you have some legendary steel on you. Okay. Man, that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. Okay. We're gonna need to top up the belt, which is terrible. We definitely need this. We definitely need this. I don't care about priority here, because we're not gonna need a full belt of tungsten anyway. We have another problem. We have another problem. No, we don't. Okay. Never mind. This is not where we have the problem. Cool. I was thinking of the output here. This stone output here. I'm gonna void it immediately. This is kind of free, just throwing it in the lava, but I'm not gonna bother with that. And we're just gonna send it straight to recycler, to be honest. And then this ends right here. Cool. Man, okay, now we got these again. No. No. Good. Thank you. And this consumes 198. So here... That's very elaborate. What if I just do this instead? That makes way more sense to me. So then that's fine. Okay. Again. We're gonna need these 3 things as well. 1, 2, 3. That goes for all of these. Like so. Okay. That's basically half of what we need. Now we need to try and fit this in here in some way that doesn't suck. So if I just take this. So we can't do that, which is very unfortunate. Okay, we do this. I just want to place this. Boop. Mirrored. Done. That's fine. These don't fit anywhere in here anyway. And this should be what we need. This looks kind of nice. Now the downside of this is... this is 2K. How many rockets can we send in it? That's the question, right? Because if this is gonna send 25K, per minute. Let's say 26.4. Not 260. 26.4. And we split that on 8. No, we don't split that on 8. 26.4 split on 2. Because it's 2k science per send. That leaves us with having to send 13.2 rockets to get 1 SPM's worth of science up. So we need to be able to send 2 rockets a minute, basically, from these silos. I think they can handle that. I don't think that's a problem. If I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna make a blueprint of this and chuck it in my inventory. Then we're gonna reconstruct this. And we're gonna bring out the blueprint and see if we can actually fit this in anywhere at all. Which I kinda doubt. Our frames are slowly recovering. With emphasis on slowly. So basically, we're just slightly too wide for the block that we have. Which is kind of annoying. If we just send it down the middle here. And we custom place these here instead. We'll probably be fine. That should be more than enough, right? Okay. I will actually take this, rotate it like this. We need 4 of these. And I think we can just send it here 4 times. And this is going to be the basis of our science here. We have a bunch of room over here to build with. So let's keep expanding over there. We can also send the squares. We have run out of logistics network room, which I doubt. You guys must have messed with the roboports somehow. That seems the more likely. Well, right. We definitely don't want that. You are absolutely not gonna send anything else than science. Thank you. Okay, let us plop these down. It's gonna be a ton of refined concrete here. which is not bad. We have had, we've been slacking on cleaning Vulcanus up for a really long time. If I just, while listening to this really loud thing, check how long it takes. It takes a couple of seconds. We can definitely send more than 2 per minute here. That feels like not a problem at all. Okay. So, to feed this glorious freaking thing. Yeah, no, that ain't happening, son. Okay, just because I don't think we have enough modules here. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna need to make a ton of these. Do we have any side here that's finished? Probably this side. No, that's not finished. That's not finished either. What this? Yeah. We're gonna need 176 of this. 176 per second. In total. This is 300. We're gonna need 3 of these, I think. Yeah. This seems like a very elaborate design as well. Right. Okay. Just gonna plop this down here, and we can see what we want to make of this. We can probably remove this. Maybe. We need molten iron for this. No. How much do we actually need? 250. Okay, we need a fair amount, but it's not insane. Two, 3, 4. I would guess we need around 4 to our side here. Our frames have really recovered now. Interesting. I guess novice is done. Not yet. But getting there. And we are about to hit this as well. Which is perfect. Let's check on Gleba. You are not done with your thing. You are having trouble getting modules there. Because I think we've been fucking around with... Do you mean 108? Oh yeah, we have the ability to build 3 reactors there. I don't think that's gonna be necessary. Wait, no. No, okay, yeah, okay. That's fine. We have it on each planet. I'm stupid. I am stupid. Perfect. I do wish we had more modules, though. man's not gonna be done with that. Probably gonna need 200 of each. And even then, it's probably pretty slow. Can you stop by Vulcanus, please? We need a bunch of those modules, preferably. Okay. Chop chop. Well, hopefully we can get these modules in here kinda soon. My man. Let's see. You're not there yet. You do have a couple in your inventory here. So you're probably just sending those 200 and then going to novice. Yeah, let's do that. And you have quite a lot of modules. Okay, that's good. How many do we have on novice is a equally good question. We do now, in fact, have 5.5k, which is great. It did help when we solved this issue, because I think this is just full. Yeah, it is. Okay, so this is now 200. This is 165. If we were to do something as bold as maybe this, what would we think about this? That's not exactly enough. We're grasping at straws here at the moment. But I hope these straws are comfortable, because this is the bed we're gonna have to lie in later. So 178, and this was 176. This is exactly what we need, pretty much. So we'll reposition this, put it here. And then we're gonna have to look at the inputs. How much tungsten do we eat here? Okay, it's not actually that bad. But we have to fill up the belt. If we sort out the output first, I think the logical thing to do here is to have output here. And this output needs to go here. And we'll be using legendary stack inserters for this job. We'll put those here, here, and here. Okay. I don't know if 6 of this will be enough to fill this belt. But considering it's not going to be completely full belt, I would think it would be enough. each of these will eat 95. Okay. And it's slightly more than 2 belts, yeah. So we're gonna have to have 2 input belts here. There's no way around this. There is no way around this. But we have then solved the tungsten ore problem. Now we need to take a look at how the hell we're gonna get 713 molten iron. I have made a mistake. I have made a mistake. I need some distance between here. Let's go all the way here. Because we're gonna need to get the molten copper here as well. So the molten copper is coming in here somewhere. We haven't fixed that either yet. So molten iron and molten copper. This is the part of this build that generates the bullshit stone that I don't want. Now, ideally, we could squeeze this in somewhere here. One of these, without any help, we just put it here, maybe? Yeah, because this is outside. Wait, are we not using prod modules for this? No, we're not. Interesting. I think we're going to use prod modules for this, though. Put that in. Gonna move it 1. We're just gonna put this here. That's fine. This is 5k. Like, this is way more than we need, you know? This is way more than we need. So we can just do this. All we need is some molten lava to go with this. Now, molten copper is not as nice. We're gonna need a substantial amount of molten lava for the copper. So here we're gonna generate 200 stones per second, which is a problem. We'll go to Gleba. We will find this. Actually, we'll put it here first. So I want to test something. I need to test something. Can I go and take... I cannot. I wonder if we have any in the logistic system. We do. No. Okay. We do still have some in the logistic system. I need to test this I need to know how much this can eat. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. So you can eat 240. Cool. And that's without any help, really. So if we just place you down here, you can eat a full belt without any problems. Which is great. I think these two might struggle more than anything else, really. But that's what we're doing with this. And that should solve... well, this is not going to produce that much because we only need 700 iron, which is whatever, really. So we're gonna need a couple of these, actually. Is this actually in the middle? No, it's not. There we go. 222. Molten copperino. Copper from lava. Actually, copper from copper ore melting makes way more. Huh. Okay. The problem is, this needs 17.6k per minute. This is almost 7k. No, this is 8k. Two of these. Boom. If we can make this fit here somewhere. We'll make exactly 17.2. Which is not 17.6. We just need to hit slightly more. Just slightly more. This is now 17.9, which is just barely more than this. And now we have a seriously pissed off rock production here as well. Because frankly, 537 stone per second is insane. So the logistics of that, I don't know what to do with. I'll be honest. We start by putting it here. Could go down one further, which would help. So I think this makes sense. I think we'll do this, that. Okay. Now the frickin' stone. There's no way. This is not gonna work. This ain't gonna work. I need to get this out of here some way. And there's no way we just take out 2 full belts from this. Okay, there is a way we take out 2 full belts from this, probably. But this is more than 2 full belts. Like, this is not enough. Okay, we could do less beacons. Do 1 more of this machine. Okay, let's try that. Let's try this in a 3. With 3 machines instead. I'm gonna have to sacrifice you, my guy. I'm sorry. We'll take that. We'll put this back here. Gonna put another one here, which means this substation has to move. But that's fine. We can go here. We'll take this and that. That's unfortunate. You know what? We'll just do that. Fuck the symmetry, is what I say. Okay. Now we're obviously making way too much. So first we get rid of these. That's still 25.8. Let's get rid of these. So they will free up some space for other things. Let's get rid of those as well. These are now the same speed, yeah. Okay, 21. Okay, let's just do this instead. We start without any modules at all. Boom. These are now slow AF. Okay. So I want to try and keep as much room as possible for these freaking stone things here. No, why? Why are you off by 1? Hello? Okay. Whatever, dude. Okay, so now we have reached 15.1. Which is good. So if I can keep the sides free here, mostly. $14.6. Nah, bro. Let's do this instead. Front is pretty easily, like, we don't need to do anything there. So 18.4. This would work for this purpose. Now, because these are gonna make 368, they're gonna need multiple of these, which now will fit. Except there. But I say we just move this. We can put that there, and we can put that there, I think. And still cover everything. Probably. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, I don't really care about not having a set recipe for those. They are just there to look pretty right now. Now the amount of lava that we need for this is pretty high as well. We're gonna need 15k lava. Which is a lot, it turns out. We're gonna need 5 of these. Oof. So we're gonna need 5, 10. We're gonna need 40 lava pumps to get this going. Rough. Now, I guess this is a good time to try out if infinite fluid throughput is actually infinite. Which I seriously doubt. This is where the lava will come from anyway. And we might as well just hook this up here as well. Do the same thing. Because I'm hoping that we can row them up and put them in the same pipe. If we cannot, this is immediately gonna be a problem. Because then we're gonna have to run multiple lines, and that's gonna suck. So far, so good. Now we could just take this and mirror it, and we should have a viable blueprint, like so. And the other thing that we're lacking is tungsten carbide. And tungsten carbide we have been making like this. And it needs a ton of sulfuric acid. Like a ton. So we're gonna make the tungsten carbide in the adjacent blocks. Which is fine. Right, it's fine, it's fine. But it also means that we probably just need to do this. It's gonna make our hunt for lava a little bit longer. Could have flipped these around which might be a good idea actually. So the lava would be coming from close to the machines instead. I might do that. I might do that actually. But it doesn't matter too much. These don't need any extra input. These, however, will need one belt of calcite. So this whole row needs like a small amount of calcite. Nothing to worry about or really think about at all, realistically. I think we're gonna do long inserter. 9 per second though. What's the max distance of this? Yeah, so you could just do this, really. Right. Yeah. So I think we'll do that. Probably. Okay. And then the same here. Okay, good. Because this calcite thing is, like, we just need a little bit of calcite here. We'll drag this belt here. And realistically, I'm just gonna do a little loop. And we'll find the calcite there. That should easily feed all these machines with no problem at all. Cool. Anyway, this has been a very long episode now. And I think it's time that we end this episode. Next time, we'll finish up this Vulcanus science design. We have tungsten carbide left to do, and figure out a reasonable way to get lava into this build. If you like this content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a really nice day.